questions for them.
With the 10th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee. With the 10th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State.
All righty then.
With the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama.
Oh yes, football fans, it is that time of year again. Kenny C back on the ones and twos. We got the NBA playoffs going on. We got the NHL playoffs going on. But for football fans, the second biggest day of the year next to the Super Bowl is this Thursday, the NFL Draft. I will be doing my mock draft, picks 10 through 1 over the next 2 days. In this video, it'll be picks 10 to 6. Tomorrow, you will have to wait where I will unveil picks 5 through 1, so stay tuned for that. Before I get to pick 10 here, gigantic Packers fan, so I gotta do pick number 25. Let's go. Yes, the Green Bay Packers are on the clock here with the number 25th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Green Bay has selected a defensive player in the first round every single year since 2012. I don't think they shy away from that method. I think they go defense here. They could also go offensive line, being as they lost or allowed Yosh Nijman and John Runyon to walk in free agency and release David Bakhtiari. It's definitely a possibility. I think they address it in the later rounds, and Brian Gutekunst keeps the trend going and drafts a defensive player here. Now, he is no stranger to being aggressive and moving up. We saw him do it with Jair Alexander and Darnell Savage. 2 years ago, we saw him do it with Christian Watson and then Jordan Love in 2020. So I think that's what he does here. He moves up to the 21st overall pick, switches with the Miami Dolphins, pick swap there, and also gives them the 126th pick in the 4th round and the 169th pick in the 5th round, being as Miami does not have a 4th or 5th round pick. And I think Green Bay gets their guy, cornerback Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. One of, if not the most versatile player in this draft. He can play safety, he can play cornerback, inside or outside. Had 7 interceptions last year, 3 of which were house calls. Green Bay, as a team, only had 7 interceptions in totality. This is a guy that is an immediate impact player for first-year head coach or first-year defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. This is a guy that they will want on this team. You already got Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes. Hopefully, if he comes back healthy, when he's been on the field, he's been great. You pair those two with DeJean, or you pair him with newly acquired Xavier McKinney, it could be a force to be reckoned with. I would love if Green Bay went out and got DeJean. If they stay at pick 25, Kool-Aid McKinstry hopefully is there. Nate Wiggins is hopefully there. But I want Green Bay to move up. I have them taking Cooper DeJean. And now getting into the top 10. With the 10th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets go with tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia. I think that the Jets should go offensive line here and go for Tyrese Fuaga out of Oregon State, because I don't know how much you can rely on Tyron Smith's health, being as they got him in free agency. Stud left tackle when healthy. I don't think the Jets go offensive line here. I think they get the impact player at the tight end position and get Brock Bowers to throw into the mix for Aaron Rodgers with Mike Williams, Alan Lazard, and Garrett Wilson. Brock Bowers is an absolute stud. 2-time John Mackey Award winner, 2,538 yards in his 3 seasons with Georgia, led his team in receiving yards in each of those 3 years, and finished with 26 touchdowns to boot. This guy knows how to find the end zone. 8.8 yards per catch last year. Better than all 3 of the top wide receivers in this draft. Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Romo Dunze. Jets can't miss by taking Brock Bowers here. With the 9th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears could trade back, being as they have just 4 total picks in this draft, the lowest by any team, or they could go with who I think they're going to go with. Ryan Poles will pull the trigger and get wide receiver Rome Odunze out of Washington to throw in the mix with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore for his quarterback of the future, which you will find out who that is tomorrow. Odunze, team captain for Washington, great size, 6'3", 212 pounds, elite ball skills, contested catch machine, had 1,640 receiving yards last year for Washington, which was a school record, and led the FBS. This is a player that the Bears need to get. With the number 8 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons go out and they get their edge rusher in Dallas Turner out of Alabama, 6'3", 247 pounds. For his size, he is long, 34 3/8 inch arms. He's explosive, and his first step off the line of scrimmage is damn near unstoppable. 22.5 sacks in his 3 seasons with the Crimson Tide, 10 sacks last year. He's not as developed as of a player as Will Anderson was last year for Alabama, but he could be a menace in a 3-4 system. I think he could be a great fit for the Atlanta Falcons, who were 23rd in the league in sacks with 29 sacks in 2020, dead last in sacks in 2021 and 22. Last year they turned it up a bit, but they were still 21st in the league in sacks with 42. Calais Campbell they let walk, Bud Dupree they let walk. Grady, throw him on the line with Grady Jarrett and David Onyemata. This could be a defensive line to be reckoned with. On the clock here, pick number 7 in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans. They already made their splash in free agency for wide receiver Calvin Ridley. 4 years, $92 million. Not sure how I feel about that, but they locked up their cornerback for the future as well in L'Jarius Sneed. 4 years, $76 million. Snagged him in free agency. So that leaves offensive line for the Titans to address. Will Levis was sacked 28 times in 9 games last year. Glaring hole for the Tennessee Titans. They went out and they got Lloyd Cushenberry, center, former Denver Bronco, and as of late, their last acquisition was Sadiq Charles, guard who played for the Commanders. Good depth piece there, but they need their stalwart left tackle for the future, and that's why I think they go out and they get Olumoyiwa Fashanu out of Penn State. This is a guy who is 6'6", 312 pounds, and he's agile. He's got great recovery ability. He's long with 34-inch arms. His footwork is not the best, but that can be worked on when you have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league in Bill Callahan. The Titans can't miss with this pick and protect the blind side of Will Levis for years to come. This is the final pick of this video. You will have to stay tuned for picks 5 through 1 for tomorrow. But with the last pick in this vid, the 6th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants are on the clock. The Giants, of course, could go wide receiver here and get their guy to throw into a stable of young receivers, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt. Sure, they get one of the top studs in the draft here, if they are still available, of course. But to me, you got to go offensive line. The Giants, 85 sacks allowed last year. That's the second most in league history. I know you had players that were banged up. John Michael Schmitz at center was banged up. Andrew Thomas, your standout stud left tackle, was injured for most of the season as well. Evan Neal was outright terrible. I think this guy's a bust. They did go out and get Jermaine Illuminor and John Runyon, 2 pretty good pieces. I like those moves. And they got depth with Aaron Stinney and Austin Schlottman, but you got to get your guy for the future. He's versatile enough to do it. You get Joe Alt with the 6th pick out of Notre Dame, a guy that I have watched for the last 3 years because I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. Standing at 6'8", 322 pounds. You put him on the right side, Andrew Thomas on the left, Joe Alt on the right, Daniel Jones coming back off a season-ending injury. The guy can't be sacked from those edges in my mind. 34 1/4 inch arms, long-limbed guy here. with great size, captain of Notre Dame, great foot quickness. He's instrumental in both the pass and run blocking game. Discipline, does not take penalties. His father, John Alt, was in the league for 13 years with the Chiefs, a two-time Pro Bowler. It's in his blood. His brother plays in the NHL for the Los Angeles Kings. This is a guy that I think the Giants cannot miss out on. And, I mean, look at last year. I'll end it with this. Look at last year. You had this guy coming back to start on your offensive line.
Justin Pugh, straight off the couch.
And that's why Big Blue needs to go with Joe Alt. As I've already mentioned, stay tuned for picks 5 through 1, which will be dropping tomorrow. Those were picks 10 through 6. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.